Hey, this is Kevin Cortez again, and we're continuing on in Track 3 Mobile Basics. And in this video, I want to cover text marketing or SMS marketing for short message service. And the whole thing is right now there's just such a tremendous opportunity to incorporate text message marketing in businesses because less than 1% of them are doing it. And so really most of the people you talk to that own businesses, they're not going to be doing anything when it comes to mobile. And yet when it comes to text, they enjoy a 97% open rate. 62% of them are remembered. And when it lands on their phone, a text stays on their phone for an average of 12 days. So every time they open up their phone to text someone, they see that text, previous text on their phone. And what I think is really great is 22% of the people indicated that if there was a valuable message in the text, that they forward that off to people they know. And compare that to marketing emails, where over 90% of them are not even read. And so when you think about texts being opened, well, I think it's 83% are open within the first hour, and they have a 5 times higher response rate than email offers. And when you ask people what they do when they first get up in the morning, 49% of them surveyed said that they reach for their cell phone. So when it comes to forgetting their wallet or smartphone, over 56% thought it was worse to be without their smartphone than without their money or ID. So clearly smartphones are playing an increasing role in the business world, and based from the results of the different surveys out there, 62% said that their tablets that they're using them multiple times a day. So that's another venue, not only for the phones, but for the tablets that are increasing out there in sales and whatnot. So the whole text marketing process is pretty straightforward and simple. Number one, the customer discovers that there is a text marketing incentive at the place of business that they're at, and maybe they see it in an ad or they hear about it. And so they have the opportunity to text a keyword to a short code, and if they respond to that and opt into the text marketing campaign, they're added to a database. And when that database is simply a trigger from the keyword, and then the customer will receive a text confirmation opting them in. And within that, typically, they're going to have an offer or a special discount information, whatnot. And then they take action on it and they tell their friends. And so it's kind of an easy process to explain and to go over. And the fact is, if someone's interested, they're going to text that keyword to the short code. And so if they text, then you know that the business has their top of mind awareness. And if they have them thinking about them, then basically they have them. And so the business then has permission to deliver their messages to the leads, and here again you have a 97% open rate. So the bottom line is it's literally like printing money when you begin to send out the text blasts and whatnot. So always people are going to ask you, well, I don't understand, how can I use this for my business? So you need to be aware of all the different promotional examples out there, so you can give them one or two right off the top of your head. And so maybe it's a text for VIP only special offers and invitations and whatnot, or maybe everyone wants discounts, and maybe it's a coupon for something. Or a lot of my current clients have a lot of success for building their databases with text to win promotions. Other clients, they just want to give information out there, and that's okay. Or maybe it's updates and reminders. So there are a lot of moving parts. But if you focus in on a couple of them, and maybe, for example, if you have a coupon and you put a quick expiration code on it, and it will encourage a quick visit to the establishment. And you can use opt-in responses to evaluate ad spending as well. So for example, someone's advertising on a couple of different radio stations. They might put 3 different keywords, one for each different radio station, and then that way they can evaluate their ad spending and track the results and quantify things. And I know a lot of people would appreciate that, because they're just throwing their ad dollars out there and they have no idea if it's working or not. So you really could bring to the table a significant cost savings by eliminating some of that wasted promotional campaigns that they're currently doing. And really, it is kind of cool right now because it's so new. For example, if you just take a traditional coupon and then put a text call to action on it, it does give it a differentiation between other coupons out there. And it's been found that mobile coupons have a redemption rate that's 20 times higher than just paper coupons. And so really you can put text call to actions right in the middle of traditional advertising, and it will give the potential customers for our clients an immediate way to engage with the ad, and it gives them a way to engage with the ad without committing themselves to buy right then. And so that could be a huge difference between whether someone wants to take advantage of a coupon or not. So really, people are going to want to know what the return on the investment is. So after they scale up their database, maybe they have 1,000 people in the database, and their particular business might have a redemption rate of 4%, 10%, 13%, 30%. It doesn't matter. I always like to go on the low end because then that way you're under promising, and then it'll always over deliver. They figure out what their average transaction rate is, and it's really easy to calculate what their ROI is going to be. And then you just rinse and repeat it. So for example, most industries range between 2 and 22% redemption rate on mobile coupons and offers. And so you just ask the client, if you calculated this out, would you trade me this dollar figure for their dollar figure? And every time it's just overwhelming how this can work. And you will have a revenue scales or a way to scale up people's examples. And here you see this is an Excel worksheet that you can put right into a presentation. So here in these colors here, whatever that is, peach or orange, or depending on your computer monitor how it shows up, but you can just put in different numbers, and down here it'll calculate their gross profit right out for you. So it'll calculate it out for 1 month, 3 months, 5 months, or give them an annualized return. So for example, if they have one location, you put in the 1, and if they're shooting to build their database, maybe 5 people per day opt in, you just put the number 5 there. They're going to push out 3 promotions. Over here their redemption rate's about 4%. Let's say it's a quick serve restaurant or something, and their average transaction for the day is $14, and they're paying maybe 6 cents a text. You just put all that information in, and you can see right here with 5 people opting into their database a day, after the first month they will have made gross $225, and of course it scales up all over way to here. Annually that's over $10,000. And maybe they invest, not even $1,000 or $2,000 in mobile marketing. So when you begin to quantify things, it really starts making sense for them. So really they ask, well, how do I get people to opt into the database? And our super secret strategy is to just tell them to opt into the database. So for example, if you tell 100 of their customers to opt into the database, you're going to get 79% of them who will actually, do it if you present it correctly. Compare that to if you tell them to follow you on Facebook, your fan page, your business page, whatnot, only 33%. Or if you try and get them to fill out a piece of paper, and where a lot of businesses, they capture the email right there at the front desk or whatnot. 37%. So really, you don't want to be sneaky about it. You just want to say, hey, this is some exclusive text-only offers, and you text this to this. You might have to encourage them to pull out their phone, show them how to do it since it's so new, and they're intrigued. It's different, and you just have your clients train their staff on how to do that. And so many times you can incorporate a live demo for them, maybe a counter card, that looks something similar to this, or we have different versions of this, but really it's a really easy way to explain how text marketing works and how the call to action is integrated into it. And this is a great leave behind that you can leave with a client that you're endeavoring to get as a client, a potential client that you're endeavoring to get as a client. You can create a keyword for them ahead of time, and then you'll just, when you're there, leave this with them. Maybe put in a QR code. I like to put in a QR code that might launch to something right here. So when you leave this behind, they have a couple of ways to interact with it. And if they're someone that you really want, you can actually put their branding on the autoresponder, or maybe on a mock-up demo mobile web app and whatnot. So the question soon becomes with them is, well, how many people are going to opt into the database, and then they're going to realize that there's different options for them. And so the whole thing you want to clarify with potential clients is how are they currently connecting with their customers or people that they want to be their customers. And increasingly the best way to connect, a good link, is mobile devices. And so find out though what kind of phone they currently have, so you know who you're dealing with. If they just have a feature phone and not a smartphone, you might have to make sure you have yours all prepared to show them. And you're going to ask them whether they've texted into one of these campaigns before or seen one, and probably they're going to say no. And the reason is because the offer was not compelling enough, and so there was not a good enough reason to do that. And that's a good way to emphasize to them that you have to have compelling offers and have valuable offers, because that people's mobile cell phone numbers, they're very valuable to them, and they're not going to just give them away for something that's cheap. So really, the bottom line is you want to encourage them to build their databases, and it'll segment out into two different databases. One, their current customers, which that's going to be their loyalty marketing database. So they capture the current customers through aggressive point of sale campaigns, and they can capture the email and drive Facebook likes and sell gift certificates and drive awareness about events and all that. And the other database they're going to be wanting to build is a lead generation database, and that is capturing potential new customers. And there again, you combine mobile text call to action to maybe some traditional media that they're doing and whatnot, and you can track the effectiveness of it all. And so as they begin to integrate strategies across all their marketing touch points, they're going to find out that mobile has the lowest cost per impression. And that the whole thing is that's going to really be a good selling point. And so you might want to take a step back and see some of the other ways you can integrate it, because this, after they get rolling and building their database, then you can increase their social network followers by maybe pushing out a text that directs them over to their Facebook, or maybe you want to help them build their email. If they're real big into email marketing, you can do that with mobile. And definitely a lot of businesses are supporting causes out there, and so you can integrate mobile with that as well. And so what I like to do before I go into a client is I'll try and find their Facebook page and identify how many likes they have, and if they're really promoting that, then this can be all you really need to get them to take on our mobile marketing services. And so The whole thing is right out of the chute in the first day to 3 days when they sign on, you want to get a mobile marketing calendar in place, because then that way you can schedule the upcoming text blasts, and that will begin to hold them accountable to build their databases. And so really that's their only responsibility, is build the databases. And that, for example, right here, I really like this text I received right during the NBA finals. You know, here you see this restaurant sent me a text: NBA finals game 6 tomorrow, have a watch party, show text for 20% off dine-in or to-go orders, and give an expiration date and whatnot. And you know, the whole thing is you're scheduling out 3 months in advance, but then you also have opportunities to throw in maybe 1 or 2 here and there and replace other texts. But the whole thing is to get the promotions on a calendar so that they're timely, because if they're timely, they're going to have a higher redemption rate. And you know, the whole thing is you want to identify what type of frequency is good and what type of frequency would be overbearing and intrusive. Typically 1 to 2 blasts per month for businesses to their current customers is good. Maybe 2 or 3 blasts per month if they're trying to bring in potential customers. But really, you know, a quick serve restaurant, they can send one out once a week, but you know, a fine dining restaurant maybe once a month would be pushing it. But anyway, there's a way to approach them with different pricing and packages. You can have different tiers, you know, maybe a base rate of a setup, for example, for a couple of keywords, and get someone rolling. If they're just a small mom and pop, might be $69 setup and a $79 a month reoccurring charge to keep everything up and going, which would include 600 messages. And you know, you could change all these prices here, because if you come in with someone that's more established and it's going to take a little bit of work, you know, their base setup might be $150 and $199 per month. So you have to just have a different sensitivity of what it's going to take to lock them into something that makes sense. And so we'll cover that type of stuff down the road in other trainings. So anyway, that's it for this introduction to text message marketing, and there's going to be tons more that we cover moving forward, but I just wanted this to be an introduction to it all. And so we'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about mobile websites and mobile apps, and we'll see you over in the next video.